What is up, party people, and welcome to another episode of Summoner's War. Very exciting episode this week because not only do we have TOA 100 freshly cleared, but we also have a bunch of summons to do for you guys at the end of the video. So, looking forward to a Legendary Scroll, 2 Light Dark Scrolls, and 16 Mysticals coming at you at the end of the video. So stay tuned, guys, while we cover pretty much all the progress I've made this month. So, starting with the free raid came out, where there was an event for free raid dungeons, and as you can see, I have a lovely crystal dragon. He looks badass. I've spruced up the place. I've made my flying island kind of more impressive. I've added a little, this little rainbow garden over here. Put some trees down, threw all my flyers in there, and well, you have a lovely little thing going on. So that's pretty fucking awesome. This island is still a gross mess. We also have, and I'm pretty sure I covered this in the last episode, the Jack-O-Lantern Paradise. If I didn't, here it is now. It's where I've put all of my Smokies and now Halloween Elia to, I guess, clean up things with that broom of hers. Walking around, hanging out. We also, of course, have 4 more Smokies in here. Just waiting for the day that I decide to do Necropolis, and I will feed them all to the chilling I pulled from last month's TOA. But let's talk about TOA for a little bit, because this TOA went a lot smoother for me than past TOAs, and I think it's mainly just rune improvement. One of the biggest improvements I've made as a whole was my Bella. And I'll just touch on my Bella real quickly. As you guys can see here, she's officially on a focus set now. You'll also notice that instead of the slot 4 being an energy rune, that's changed a little bit. I actually took this rune here, this slot 5, off of my Beretta. That 15 speed, resistance, attack, and HP, and of course the accuracy up top. This is an awesome rune. And Beretta, while useful in TOA, and certainly I don't think I could have done TOA 100 this month without Beretta, he did not need the stats that I was giving him, so I took this off Beretta, threw it on Bella, and of course I also had this rune, which I believe I covered last update video. And if I didn't, again, I apologize. Sometimes I confuse the Summoners War streams with the videos. They intermingle. The information I'm sharing gets muddled up. But either way, this rune, as well as you can see, another awesome support rune. Accuracy up top, big roll, got some HP, 15 speed, def percent, and of course, a little bit of crit rate, why not? Obviously, that crit rate could be resistance, but hey, I'm really happy with this rune. And then, of course, the final change to Bella came with this slot 6 Violent that came as a hero rune with accuracy, attack, and speed. I got 1 roll into each and then picked up resistance on plus 12. So really good luck rolling. Obviously, speed could have been, I would have loved that second attack or that first attack roll to be into speed. This could be a 17 speed rune easily. And of course, if you take a look at my Bella stats, I mean, we're well over 200 speed, but we could easily, I mean 106, but we could easily be hitting 110 on Violent, which would be awesome. But obviously the main stat improvement here with the focus set instead of energy is that 62% accuracy. And believe it or not, my HP has also gone up, mainly because we have a 6-star rune in slot 4. That's the biggest change. That's, you know, not only a lot more HP, but these focus runes also came with basically the HP I was getting from those energy runes. I don't believe those energy runes I had on Bella had HP percent. So I picked up the energy sets bonus literally in substats. And then, of course, upgraded from a 5-star max rune to a 6-star max rune. So Bella rocking with 17k additional HP. Certainly much tankier. My Dragon's runs are now practically flawless. I would give them 90%. That's probably a little low. I rarely fail them. I'm also attacking the boss now, which is awesome. But we're talking about TOA. This is my TOA 100 team. It took a couple tries. I messed with a team. You guys know how much I love Tyron. He was my first monster from the intermediate pack or the starter pack or whatever. You guys know how much I love Tyron. He doesn't work for this boss. There's no reason. Stuns don't work. Glancing doesn't do shit. This boss cleanses himself before he does anything. So, ended up being completely useless. So I had to take Tyron out as much as it pained me. Veramos, a guarantee. Bella, a guarantee. And for this boss, the strategy is really just keep his attack bar down. Don't let him hit you. The other strategy is to use heal block. I was using Arya, beloved Arya. Everybody loves me some Arya. Where's she at? Here she is. I was using Arya, and for a lot more of TOA than I usually do. I actually got some use out of her in 90 through 100, kind of getting up here. A couple waves where I saw that the final bosses were basically going to nuke down Beretta or Tyrant. I was like, all right, I'll throw Arya in there. Gained a little bit of appreciation for Arya at plus 15. This rune, it's the only time in the history of Summoners. It's a horrible rune, by the way, other than the fact that it's 6 stars and got HP. None of those stats are very good, but I needed to get her tanky. This rune went from plus 12 to plus 15 in 3 power-ups. Thank you, Halloween candy. It's the only time that's ever happened to me, and it probably never will again. But either way, that's what my Arya is on. Despair, Revenge. Revenge is terrible for this boss because he automatically does damage back to you. So I finally, for the first time in Summoner's War, got some use out of my Hua. And I have never, ever used Hua. Ever. I never thought I would, to be honest, until God knows when. Until she was 6-starred, probably. But I ruined her almost the second I got her. I had a bunch of Rakshasas. You can see I have 3 skill-ups in her. I had 3 Rakshasas to feed to her when I got her. So immediately I runed her up, and these are pretty good runes. Granted, they're very old runes. These runes are like ancient, honestly. I'll cycle through them real quickly. In terms of like all the runes I have, they're practically ancient. I haven't done giants with any sort of fervor in a long time. So these runes are, honestly, they're kind of weird. But as you can see, her stats aren't terrible. She's almost 200 speed. She's on speed, attack, HP for a little bit of tankiness, which she does need for that final wave. But she worked out beautifully. I have a new appreciation for Hua. I imagine that I'll be 6-starring her eventually. I knew that, but right now she works as a 5-star, so I don't really have any plans to change that as of yet. Bernard rolling in it as usual. I've gained a bit of speed on my Bernard recently just due to some grindstones. And that's the other thing, obviously, you guys know I've been working on. Got that energy rune to plus 15. This rune is really only on my Bernard because it's 15 speed. I just don't have any rune that's higher speed in that slot. I know it's shameful. The resistance, def, and HP are also really nice, so unless the rune is like 20 speed, I'm probably not going to swap this one off just because its stats are so good. And then, of course, there's this slot 2 energy rune, which 42 speed, can't complain. But would love to get a Swift rune there and be able to fill in some other of these Swift runes that honestly could easily see some improvement. That only has 6 speed. This one's only got 12. That's only 14, and down here only 8. So lots of room to improve on my Bernard. I'm just not farming giants right now, so any Swift runes that I could be getting, I'm not getting because I'm not farming giants. So Bernard will see his day when he gets more speed, and that'll also see my arena comps be almost infinitely more successful because my speed team just gets outsped sometimes. Because in all honesty, 300 and, whatever it is, 300, 236 speed on a Bernard is, for at least where I am in this game, probably a little low. I would really love to get him up to 250, but he's close. He'll get there. He'll get there eventually. But I have been working on raids, and we'll touch on that in a second. But last but not least, Beretta. Accuracy is a little bit lower than it was before, as I said, but still really decent runes. All sorts of speed. Just run through those real quickly. You can pause if you want to see exactly what's on them. Again, not perfect by any means. Beretta is probably my least favorite have-to-have unit in the game. Like I said, I would not have been able to do TOA without him this month, and having him 6-starred, debatable whether that was necessary or not, but he really disappointed me last month with Lyrith. He was useless to me. I ended up taking Theomars instead of him, and that just worked infinitely better. You just don't need his continuous damage. Theo does a lot more, at least my Theomars does. Either way, that's my TOA team for this boss, this month's boss. It went well, so maybe if you have similar units, it could work for you. Who knows? Either way, moving on to raids and what I've been doing recently with raids. Just going to show you guys really quickly where my units are right now for raids. Lisa, I picked her up. I think in the last video I showed you guys, got that freaking preemptive strike leveled up perfectly. Got both skill ups without having to use more than one Devilmon, and of course the extra Lisa that I pulled. She's at level 39 because I just figure eventually she'll hit 40 from doing raids and things. That extra little bit of whatever stat she would get is honestly at this point not useful to me. So that's where she's at. She is of course on Violent Revenge. That glancing's really nice. Revenge is a set on Lisa that's not like crazy necessary, but it's nice to have if you can manage it. And of course, she's rocking really high resistance. 58 resistance is right below the 59 resistance you want to aim for on raids monsters, because if you're lucky and find someone with a 41% resistance lead, that takes you to 100. So that's right where I want her to be. Her speed is a little slow. I would love to have her at plus honestly plus 100 late game. And you can see here this slot 1 rune doesn't have any speed, but that resistance is honestly too good to give up. As your cleanser, at least as my cleanser, I cannot afford to have Lisa getting stunned. So that's really important. I could easily put like 10 speed on there, but that 26% resistance is actually huge and continues to, at least resistance, continues to prove itself as one of the most undervalued stats in Summoner's War. Who else do we have going in raids? Colleen is about to be 6-starred, I think. And I say I think. I'm very close to completing R4. I really honestly just need a frontliner. Colleen actually works just fine for me in the backline at 5 stars. She's almost tanky enough. She's got quite a lot of HP, but she's a little slow where she is right now. Be nice to get her a little faster, but I think I could get away with her being 5 stars for R4. I'm not really sure, but I've completed an R4 with her at with her at 5 stars, so I'm tempted to try to make that work. Not really sure if it's possible, but I'm tempted. I'm tempted to try to make it work. And then, of course, I was running Mi Yang in raids, and she'll be back in my raids comp, because for now, and I'll jump into raids, I don't know why I didn't, because let's be honest, it would just make more sense if we were looking at raids while I was doing this. I thought my app froze. That was the pan. Did you hear the panic? The panic silence? Let's see. We'll just make a party. We'll keep it private just for lols. R3 totally doable for me, but R4 is just out of my reach, and it's where I will actually start farming raids, like with some sort of fervor. Either way, this is my raid team. Theo, actually, with my Endure set and his 56% resistance, ends up being an awesome nuker for raids. A lot of people run Theomars in raids anyway. Death Break is really nice on your nuker, and of course, he's kind of hard to kill, but he's in the backline, so that's not really much of a worry. But it works out great, this Endure set that I've showed you guys before that is honestly amazing. It's a shame it's not a Blade set, because holy shit, like, these runes would be incredible. 17% crit rate. Obviously, there's stats that there's 3 stats down there that, I would rather be different stats, but shit, I honestly can't complain. I'm happy where my Theomars is right now. Over time, he'll get more damage. Again, you can see in all these runes, there's a bunch of stats that, especially with this rune right here, +9 speed is great, but there's 3 wasted stats, basically. Down there, so lots of room to improve. Just need to find that right violent 6-star for slot 6, and that's pretty much the story. And then Vile 1, this is one of the runes I crafted from that rune crafting session. I showed you guys this rune. This is a pretty awesome rune for Theomars, minus there being no speed. I love this rune. It's probably not going anywhere, and it is definitely a +15 candidate for sure. Either way, back onto raids. Darian is looking much nicer. He's got 1,000 def now, mainly because of that rune right there. And most importantly, this rune right here, which I will be +12ing almost, or excuse me, +15ing almost certainly. Getting to that, I think 63% defense is pretty big. That's going to get me at like +1200 defense, and Darian's going to be set for R4, no problem. So Darian's in a good spot right now. I think the only thing I'd want out of my Darian at this point... Oops, Darian, come back. The only thing I'd want out of him at this point is maybe a little more resistance. But honestly, where he is right now, I'm pretty okay with him being a frontliner. The main story is trying to get rid of this Veramos in my frontline. I love Veramos to death, but he does not belong here. He's basically my tankiest monster I have, but he does not belong up front in raids. I have a... Where is he at? Scroll all the way back here. I have this fella. The game will let me show you. I have this Arnold hanging about that very potentially could go up there. He's got a def lead, but I think more than likely I'm going to end up making the Panda, get Miang back in my back line, and I'll have Panda and Darian up front, and that should be plenty. I'm also saving Devilmon for Miang, which literally as soon as Miang's 3rd skill, well, either get her on Violent, or as soon as I can get this 3rd skill to basically be maxed, which only takes 4 Devilmon, but she has a ton of other skill ups. So unlikely that with my luck that I've had so far with skill ups that's going to continue. So potentially a lot of Devilmon to get Miang fully skilled up. She is great for raids, but I do worry that I might end up disappointed when I throw those Devilmon on here. So I'm kind of holding out, maybe hoping that I can throw Bella in my back line and instead manage with that because Miang just she seems like such a huge investment. Now that my Dragons team is working, Miang included, of course, I'm tempted to just leave her where she is and find something that works better for raids. Miang is a smart healer, and when I say smart healer, there's two types of healers in the game. There's healers that give you buffs when they heal, and will do that when you're buffless. Those are dumb healers because they'll basically waste their heal when you have full health. Chasun's Amuse is a good example. Obviously, Colleen's. I don't actually remember what Colleen's skill is called, but Fiery Dance. This will basically go off if you don't need it all the time. So, Bella is a smart healer, and she will heal when someone is below half health. So, I would love to keep her on the team, but she's obviously not a raid monster. You don't see her run very often. Miang, on the other hand, has glancing, and she does a good bit of damage from the backline. So she is the better raid monster, but that Devilmon that I need to give to her to make her really, really strong makes me nervous. Now, that would all change if I can find a violent set for her that basically does what this fatal set does, but puts her on violent. That would be fantastic. Honestly, right now, she heals more than she'll ever need to. Trevor, if you could be not so loud. It's Halloween, by the way, in case you didn't know. So there's people all over the place. Dogs are crazy. Either way, would love to get Miang on a violent set, but judging from the runes I have right now, this shield rune with 20% attack is amazing. I love all the runes I have on her. Obviously, the slot 246, there's room for improvement. But like I said with my Theomars, the thing I'm missing is a Violent 6 that's 6-starred. And I just don't see myself getting the runes I need to make Miang be on Violent and be as fast as she is now. Granted, you can skimp on some speed, but I want to make her work, but the Devilmon, it's just a lot of investment. And instead, I could end up Devilmoning Akamir, and, fuck it. I would end up with basically just better damage and shit. So I might just hold on to these Devilmon. Who knows? After this summoning session, I might have something I want to Devilmon. You never know. But I think that's about it, guys. I do want to update you on the search for a tablet. If you have any suggestions for a tablet that I can use to basically play Summoners War on stream more often, please let me know. And also, RuneScapers, if for some reason you've made it this far in the video, don't worry. I still stream RuneScape. It won't go away, I promise. Summoners War is just a really cool video series that I can do, and a lot of you are interested in. So please don't panic. Don't run for the hills, because RuneScape still happens over on my stream. Obviously, you can get there, twitch.tv/BarrowsBOY. But don't worry, it's not going anywhere. So, I think without further ado, guys, I don't think there's anything else for me to touch upon. I will quickly talk about the events, just because it's something I feel like a lot of people missed the mark on. Events are huge, folks. If you're new to Summoners War, don't miss these events. They give you a ton of benefits. And even if you can't find yourself finishing them, even if you can get a lot done. So just for example, I mean, you can do your normal Summoners War routine, farming runes, and find yourself at the very least getting an extra 12-hour booster, 100 energy. If you manage to get up to 1,000 points, 200 crystals is no small amount. So do your events. Make sure you're collecting this stuff every day. I haven't been collecting my daily energy. Even I forget. But 20 energy, hey man, you never know. That could just be the energy that gives you the awesome thing that you were missing out on. So worth mentioning. Now, we are summoning quite a large bunch of stuff right now. And the reason is that starting tomorrow is No Summon November, where we're all not going to summon anything in solidarity, and then at the end of the month have these massive summoning parties. A lot of YouTubers are doing them. A lot of streamers are doing them. Random communities are doing No Summon November. You may be familiar with No Shave November, something that I will probably be participating in. Let the old beard grow, but for all intents and purposes, I will be also participating in No Summon November. You are more than happy to make an exception for exclusive summons, because obviously, in a couple weeks here, not even in 2 weeks, in a week's time, we get a Vertiheel and Hua rotation, which is huge for people. I don't think I would have been able to do the boss, the TOA boss this month without Hua. So big rotation. Definitely a lot of monsters that a lot of people want. And of course, hey, you can pick up some fusion food too. Why the hell not? Lots of good stuff there. Lots of good stuff. Definitely recommend saving up your stones for that rotation. Either way, It's No Summon November coming up, so here's how we're going to do this. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we have our TOA Legendary Scroll, we have our TOA Light Dark Scroll, we also have a Light Dark Scroll from Pieces, and 16 Mystical Scrolls. We're going to do half the Mysticals, do both of our Light Darks, and then our Legendary Scroll at the very end for some guaranteed lightning hype. So without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Let's do some summoning. Lightning first scroll would be pretty crazy, huh? We're going to build up some tension. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to skip at all. There will be no skipping. we're just gonna roll through this. Now, it's nice. You guys know my struggles with unknown scrolls. I've been struggling to get unknown scrolls to make fodder and feed stuff. How about these Mystic Witch skins, by the way? Really quickly interrupt myself. I love the Mystic Witch skin. It's fucking awesome. It's a shame that it's no longer purchasable and transmog stones are impossible to get. Either way, love that Mystic Witch skin. You guys know my struggle with unknown scrolls. Back on the original topic, I've run out of, of unknown scrolls, and I continue to run out to basically do the way I do leveling, making 2 stars into 3 stars. Taoist food, I'm down. I'm not sure if I'll actually use it for Taoist food, but hell, Taoist skins are really cool as well. I like those. I can't bring myself to buy the skins though. It's $30, and yeah, like $5 of the dollars is going towards the skin, which is totally reasonable, but I don't want to buy crystals. I just want the skin. It's a classic economic move to basically, when you're at McDonald's or wherever and they ask you 5 cents supersize, well, they're making more money, even though it seems like a bad deal for them. You spending that extra 5 cents is profitable for them. It's a classic economic, I guess, totem, you could say. Get our first lightning of the bunch. To get people to basically spend as much money as they possibly can. Works really well all the time. Draco! My last missing brownie magician. Sweet. I'll take you, Draco. Welcome to the club, my man. And now I have, we're going to throw him into storage immediately because, let's be honest, you don't deserve to see the light of day for very long, Draco. But hey, it's a monster I've never had before. He will find himself nice at home with, of course, my Orion, who's partying outside somewhere as a 5-star, and Draco is right here. So, hey, I got all the brownies. That's cool. One more scroll here, and then we're going to do our Light Darks. See if I can't get Light Dark Lightning for the first time ever. Somehow I doubt it, but hey, you know what? I got to try, right? Got to try. 3 stars I could look for Light Dark Scrolls wise. Obviously the werewolves are awesome. We're gonna do the pieces first. Werewolves are awesome. I would love the Light Penguin Knight just for kicks at this point, even though I don't need his cleanse for raids anymore. But the Penguin Knights are hilarious, so why the hell not? Either way, enough talk. No lightning. Feels bad. It's worth mentioning the Halloween wishes that I got. This guy's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna use him, but hey, he's kind of cool. The Halloween wishes I got a monster and a mystical scroll. The monster was a dark bear man, and I was like, wow, at least I got a light dark. That's pretty sweet, but still terrible. This ability right here, reflects 30% of the oncoming damage, is a hilarious thing to do to enemy monsters. As long as you outspeed them and say there's a Theomars on the other team, he basically kills himself. It's amazing, and you can't die when it's up, and it lasts for 3 turns. So this is a really cheesy monster. I wouldn't exactly recommend building them, but there can be some cheesy fun. You can look up YouTube videos of people messing around with the Dark Elemental. It's kind of fun. Last Light Dark Scroll. And we're still lightningless. God damn it. And is this another Light Beast Hunter? Ugh. God, do I at least get to feed him because I have one? Tell me, lords, that I have the light one and not the dark one. At this point, I'd rather not. I'd rather get repeats, and thank God I get to feed him because I already have one. I'd rather get repeats so at least I can feed the monster, right? That's honestly, in my opinion, a better situation than having to store another 3-star Light Dark monster just in case they get buffed 6 years later. But back on the Mystical Scrolls, we have defeated a guild. We might do these guild battles at the end here. Probably not, though. But there's our Megan. Again, love that skin. I think it's fucking awesome. We're starting guild battles like crazy. It's good times. We'll pick up. What the fuck are you? I don't even know what you are. Oh, the fairy. Okay. The fairy's got skins in summer. Oh my god, stop it. I don't care. I just want to summon my scrolls slowly and build tension because viewer retention numbers on YouTube matter for some crazy reason. Water Bear Man. Feels bad. 5 scrolls left. And this is, I'm making a big deal out of this because this is the last time I get to summon until freaking end of November. I mean, how am I have a feeling a lot of my friends are going to cave under pressure and they're going to summon. And you know what? I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to cave because I spent all this time summoning at the end of October. I'm going to be able to last, you know? Hopefully we'll have something like 50 scrolls at the end of November. Could be a good chance at my first Nat 5. Who knows? Or my first non-repeat Nat 5. Sorry, I pulled a Katarina. You're right. Forgive me. Either way, continuing on here. Looks like one more mystical scroll left here. Our last chance at potential lightning. Gotta love the Fire Inferno. He's a badass. No lightning. So 16 mysticals, 2 light darks, and only 1 piece of lightning. And we'll pick up another fairy here, I believe. Oh no, Evacon Priest. I thought, fuck if I know, man. Rena. Alright. The moment of truth. The guaranteed lightning. Legendary scroll. There's a lot of 4 stars I could use. Come to us. What do you got? That's a 4-star for sure. And I believe that's a Wind Nine-Tailed Fox. Shit. Well, you can't win them all. And as far as I know, I don't need it for the Panda Fusion. Which makes me a very sad panda, ironically. Thank you guys so much for watching this sad summoning session. We got Draco, I guess, who's not going to get built probably ever. Shit. What else is new? Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, whether it be Summer's War or otherwise. And hopefully the next Summer's War video will be lag-free. Wouldn't that be awesome? Either way, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one.